49.95 gram of water. So we have a fixed ratios of element to form fixed ratios of result, which are maybe element or compound. Okay, so what is the theory that explains this reaction as we have fixed ratios for forming any compound? We have here what? We have here Dalton. I think we mentioned Dalton very much today. Okay, I think it's very important point to fix on what we have taken, and remember by questions that it's not difficult as we mentioned before. Okay, let's go to question number 7. Okay, question number 7 says that ratio of the number of hydrogen moms to the nitrogen atoms in ammonia molecule is this constant with one of the postulates of which theory? Okay, we have here theory that postulates that we have Thomson, we have Rutherford, we have Bohr, and we have Dalton. Okay, what do you think about this? We have we mentioned before 1, 2, and 3 and 4th time that we have what fixed ratios, that we are talking about what about Dalton and his postulates. Okay, let's go into more difficult questions. Question number 8. Okay, question number 8 says that what is the mass ratio of carbon? We have here carbon 12 to hydrogen H1 in methane CH4. Okay, we have here, if we want to make mass ratio, we have the carbon, its atomic mass 12, and hydrogen, its atomic mass 1. Okay, we have carbon 12 and 4. We make a simplify for each one, the mass ratio. Dividing by 4, we have 3 in the mass, 2, 1 in the hydrogen. So if we have the ratios here, we have 1 to 4, we have 3 to 2, 3 to 1, and the last one 4 to 1. Okay, if we simplify 12 and 4 atoms of hydrogen, each one equal 1, we have 12 to ratio 2 4. Make a simplify dividing by 4, we will get 3 to 1, and the right answer will here will be the number C, 3 to 1. Okay, I think it's easy. Let's go to question number 9. Okay, question number 9, we have here different masses. Okay, let's start. We have 48 gram of oxygen react completely with 32 gram of sulfur to form 80 gram of sulfur trioxide. Okay, what is the mass of remains in the container after the end of the reaction produced from adding 100 gram of oxygen to 16 gram of sulfur in suitable conditions for reaction? Okay, if we have here this amount, we have 48 adding to 32. Okay, they making together what? 80 gram of sulfur trioxide. Okay, we adding also 100 gram and sulfur here 16 gram. Okay, what is the difference here? If we make a compare between them, what is the difference here? We want to know what is the mass that will be at the end of reaction produced when adding 100 to 16. Okay, if we make a compare between them, as we mentioned, we have here 80 and 80 produced, and we have what produced here. If we mention that, make a summation for oxygen and sulfur, it will be 116. Okay, 116 to the ratio to the main 80 gram. Okay, by making the difference for each one, okay, it will be the right answer here if we make a summation for oxygen and sulfur as whole, and the result will be what? As we mentioned, we have here 48 plus 32 making 80 gram. Also, if we take 100 gram oxygen and 16 sulfur, it will give the total mass of each one will be 116 gram. I think it's easy question, but we take it in a different style or in a very long statement that we have make a disturbance for us. Okay, let's go to question number 10. Question number 10 says that Dalton and Thomson agreed on that carbon atom. Okay, we want to know, we have here a point of similarity between Dalton and Thomson, has no space within. The second one is electrical neutral, contains negative electrons, and the last one is homogeneous sphere. Okay, what is the point of mention here we have between each one? Okay, if we said that, I said that there is point when we are talking about that Dalton, the same point that Thomson said it before, or it says that solid body that we have, or the atom is a solid sphere and there is positive charge embedded inside it, embedded in it what? Negative charge. And so Dalton said that the atom is very solid body and we can't differentiate it or divisible it or divided it. So they are agreed in what? They are agreed in saying that there is no spaces within the atom or a carbon atom as example that they mention on it. Okay, let's go to question number 11. Okay, we have question number 11. Electrical neutrality was first mentioned in. Okay, we want to know the neutral electric charge mentioned in what? Okay, we have here the first one, Democritus concept of matter. Okay, it's not mentioned at all by Democritus. Okay, Dalton's atom, no, it's not mentioned. Only that we have any substance that depend on electricity. And the other one, Boyle's concept of matter, means that we have here Boyle assumption depend on the using of electric charge. And the last one, Thomson. Okay, so if we mention that we have here the assumption of what? Thomson atom. Okay, Thomson depend on using electric charge or electric and neutral first mentioned in him, as it discovered, as all we mentioned in the previous session, he discovered what? He discovered the neutron. Okay, and he was the first one that discovering the neutron. Okay, we have more than questions. We are going to question number 12. Here we have, this is the drawing of what? Drawing of cathode ray tube. It's a different drawing from that we have taken in the illustration, but we have here the shape much different. We have here copper wire, and the other one we have here the cathode, and the other side have the anode, and we have here a zinc sulfide plate that receive the cathode ray in the cathode ray tube. This is a shape different from that we have studied, but that the same cathode ray tube. When the potential difference between the two electrodes of a discharged tube reaches around 10,000 volts, we said that it is the first condition of the tube. It is not that. Okay, we said that we have some assumption here. Electric conductivity of the gas in tube decreases. Okay, do you think that? Maybe we said here that we have copper wire and metal plate, a metal ray, two charged plate and manager. Okay, the second one, the resistance of the gas in tube to the electron passage increases. Maybe, I didn't know. Okay, a flash occurs at the cathode on colliding with the wall of the tube. Okay, we said that flash coming from cathode in the direction of anode, and the flash will form it on or reaches to what? Reaches to anode. We mentioned this before. Okay, the last one, flash occur at the anode on colliding with the wall of the tube. Okay, we said that the cathode ray tube coming from the cathode, but they making the fluorescence light or colliding with what? Colliding with the tube at the end of discharge or vacuum tube. So it will be reached to what? To reach it to here on the other side, the anode. So the right answer will be flash occurs at the anode on colliding with the wall of the tube. Okay, please study hard and you must understand each word that we have taken before. Okay, let's go to question. Okay, question number 13 says that particle-like character of cathode ray is indicated by. Okay, we have here a character of cathode ray. We want to mention the property or the character of it. Their ability to move in straight lines. Okay, maybe. The other one here, their ability to induce flashes here on the sensitive plate. Maybe. The other one, their deviation when passed in an electric or magnetic field. Okay, do you think what? It may be very important and may related to cathode ray only, not to other one. The last one here, their thermal effect. Okay, we mentioned before that there is a different character that belongs to cathode ray only, as they are the negative charge. When they are negative charge, they make a deviation, or they are like electromagnetic waves that make or affected by both electric and magnetic fields. This is the main character, or we have the particle only characterized for what cathode rays indicated this one. Okay, so here we have the right answer will be number 7, number C, their deviation when passed in an electric or a magnetic field. Okay, let's go to question number. Here we have the apparatus which is illustrated in the opposite figure. We have here another shape for what? For cathode ray tube. We have here cathode and the anode in the other side, cold anode hot and the hot cathode. And we have here source of electricity. Do you think if we have a vacuumed tube, it contain air inside it? So it will not making the experiment. So we will discuss the question here. The apparatus which is illustrated in the opposite figure doesn't produce cathode rays. Due to what? What is the modification which should be considered to obtain hot cold cathode anode rays? Okay, we want to get the reaction between hot cathode and cold anode. There is a here a wrong in presence of what? In presence of air. Okay, we have here the first one, alternating the connection of electrode of the source of electricity. We must make a alternating, make changing. Okay, the second one here, heating the anode instead of the cathode. I think it's not related. Using an alternating current source instead of direct current source. It's not mentioned before that we have here, but we mentioned that we must take what? High potential difference that make large amount of electricity. And the last one, discharging the air from the tube. We said two mentions or two conditions that must be in the vacuumed tube. We have discharging from the air under high pressure and low temperature, and potential difference between the two poles or the cathode and anode will be reaches to 10,000 voltage. Okay, the right answer here B will be number D, discharging the air from the tube. Okay, it is the Very important question. Let's go to question number what? Okay, this is the last question of this part. We have indirect discharging experiment through gases. Cathode rays are deflected from the metal plate, which is negatively charged because they are, okay, if you are the same charge, so I will go from the other side, so they are what? Negatively charged. Okay, let's go to the choices. Not material particle, the second one positively charged, produced from materials, and the last one negatively charged. Okay, here we have, if we make a deviation, so we are the same charge, and it will be, I think it's direct also. We have here, because they are what? Cathode rays are negatively charged, similar to the metal plate that make a deviation from it. So it's the end of our part. Okay, I hope you enjoy our part of questions. I said to you, please study hard, and if you have any questions, you can send it to me. Thank you for joining us. Waiting for your questions and waiting in the other part of our questions on the lesson. Goodbye.